Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on December 4, 2022. Fears of deadly infection surge as China abandons zero-COVID policy. The Guardian, Bloomberg weekend reading, China's COVID-0 reckoning has arrived. Bloomberg, explainer, what will happen if China relaxes zero-COVID curbs? NDTV, zero-COVID policy is costing China its role as the world's workshop. The Guardian, worldview with Suhasini Haidar, protests in China, is the zero-COVID strategy backfiring on the government. England's Southgate has no qualms using Saka and Rashford in shootouts. The Guardian, England boss Gareth Southgate makes Rashford and Saka penalty decision ahead of Senegal. Express, on the same level as Mbappe, why Marcus Rashford is smiling again. Goal.com, Saka prepared to take another penalty kick for England. Just Arsenal, Gareth Southgate explains decision over who takes England penalties after Euro 2020 loss. Tanner Lynn Horner, everything we know about FedEx driver accused of murdering Athena Strand. The Independent, Texas mom's heartbreaking tribute to Athena Strand, 7, who was snatched and killed by FedEx driver. Daily Mail, missing Athena Strand, 7, found dead after manhunt as delivery driver accused of murder. The Mirror, body of 7-year-old Texas girl found, FedEx driver arrested. The Independent, Texas girl found dead 2 days after being abducted by FedEx driver dropping package at her home. World Cup 2022, Kane addresses goal drought as he prepares to lead England into World Cup clash with Senegal. Sky News, Harry Kane convinced World Cup goals will flow after late Euros burst. The Guardian, Harry Kane declares himself fit for England and targets goals against Senegal after dry spell in group. The Sun, Qatar World Cup, Harry Kane will come alive against Senegal. The Times, Harry Kane has trained for the knockout rounds, now H is ready to land the killer blow. World Cup 2022 briefing, business time for England against Senegal. The Guardian, England HAVENT being tested. TalkSport preview England's World Cup clash with Senegal tomorrow. TalkSport, what channel is England versus Senegal? Kick-off time, TV and live stream details. The Mirror, England are going to have to up their game, Paul Hawkins reports live from Doha. GB News, England, leaked, lineup v Senegal, major decisions made on Newcastle United, Chelsea and Manchester City stars, photo gallery. Serbia fans, showed fascist slogans and sang about killing Albanians at game. The Guardian, quiz, can you name the Switzerland lineup from the 2018 World Cup match against Serbia? 442, how Serbia versus Switzerland turned nasty. The Telegraph, Granit Xhaka could face FIFA investigation over gesture and shirt in Switzerland's World Cup win over Serbia. Sport Bible, Murat Yakin cools talk of political tensions after Switzerland-Serbia clashes. Cyril Ramaphosa, South Africa leader want resign, says spokesman. BBC, South Africa president to mount legal action in face of impeachment threat. The Guardian, Cyril Ramaphosa set to launch fightback in bid to hang on to presidency. Financial Times, battered South African rand is hostage to Ramaphosa's fate. Bloomberg, Farmgate scandal, South African President Ramaphosa's spokesperson says he will not resign, WION. Ukraine war, Zelensky calls West's Russian oil cap weak. BBC, Russia denounces oil price cap agreed by EU, G7, Zelensky says price cap on Moscow not serious. WION, Russia rejects $60 per barrel cap on its oil and warns of cut-offs. Ipswich Star, G7 and allies approve cap on price of Russian oil, BBC News. BBC News, Zelensky, G7 oil price cap a half measure, won't stop Russia. 377A repeal, Singapore turns page on dark LGBT history. US midterms, Georgia Senate runoff looms after bitter campaign. BBC, non-profits strain to support voters in Georgia Senate race. The Independent, why the Georgia Senate runoff is still important. The Hill, in Georgia, a heated Senate race stirs mixed emotions in black voters. Fakers, fast sign-ups and fraud, the crisis at the UK's Companies House. Russia-Ukraine war live, US sees reduced tempo in conflict. Russia will not accept oil price cap. The Guardian, Ukraine war, fighting set to slow for winter months, says US intelligence. BBC, live, US expects reduced tempo in Ukraine fighting to continue for months. France 24 English, US intelligence expects slower pace of Ukraine war to continue. Al Jazeera English, US sees reduced tempo in Ukraine fighting. Big advertisers including Amazon returning to Twitter, says report. Woman dies after rogue wave hits cruise ship. Sky News, American tourist killed as massive wave strikes cruise ship in Argentina. The Independent, woman, 62, killed by flying glass after massive wave strikes cruise ship. Cornwall Live, American killed after rogue wave hits Antarctic cruise ship. El Salvador, thousands of troops surround city in gang crackdown. BBC, El Salvador, the people caught up in the gang crackdown. BBC, El Salvador sends 10,000 police, army to seal off town. The Independent, El Salvador seals off area in capital to combat gangs. DW, English, El Salvador deploys 10,000 troops to gang-run capital suburb. Hundreds evacuated after Indonesia's Semeru volcano erupts. The Guardian, Indonesia's highest volcano erupts as evacuations begin on most densely populated island amid tsunami fears. The Independent, Indonesia raises volcano warning to highest after Semeru erupts, evacuates 90 people. Reuters, Japan monitoring possible tsunami risk from Indonesia's Semeru volcano, report. Hindustan Times, Indonesia's Mount Semeru unleashes lava river in new eruption. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.